The Chicago White Sox are on an 18-game losing streak, which brings their overall record to a putrid 27-85 and makes them on pace for 124 losses, which would break the Major League Baseball record for most in a season since 1900. But even if they hit that mark, I'm here to tell you that this 2024 campaign for Chicago is even worse than what those numbers represent. So with that said, let's delve into it. There are a litany of splices changed in the new collective bargaining agreement between Major League Baseball and the Players Association, and some pertain to the draft that not many are cognizant of, but will have major implications to losing teams like the White Sox moving forward. The most notable, in my opinion, was the implementation of a lottery for the top 6 picks. So meaning no longer will the team with the most losses automatically be slotted with the top pick, which in turn should obviously eradicate tanking, since there's no benefit to losing games anymore. The squads with the 3 worst records will all have the same 16.5% chance to obtain the first pick. The second change is that clubs who receive revenue sharing payouts cannot receive a lottery pick for more than 2 years, meaning you can't have a draft pick higher than 10th if you fit under that category, which, you guessed it, the White Sox are one of those teams. Yes, you heard that right. I mean, obviously there's more to the draft process, but it's boring as hell, so I'm not going to get into it. But that's pretty much the crux of what I want you to hear. Yes, so despite the White Sox this season being on pace to win just 40-ish games and lose the most since 1900, they won't even get a top 9 pick this upcoming summer. Now, what also makes it even worse as we branch out of the draft, the White Sox essentially had 3 huge assets to help facilitate the rebuild by trading them and getting Hall of prospects. Number 1 is obviously Dylan Cease, in which they did flip to the Padres for 3 prospects, but none of them even land in Major League Baseball pipeline's top 100 prospects. Not one of them. Not one. And in Drew Thorpe's, the headliner, in his case, he started 9 games this season, in which he has not eclipsed even 5 strikeouts, and in totality has an ERA of 5.48. Now, obviously, to be fair, it's obviously early, but the return for the Cy Young candidate does not at all look promising. The second asset is Luis Robert Jr., whom is objectively having the worst season of his career, as not only did he yet again lay on the IL for weeks, but his production on the field has waned tremendously. It's been atrocious. The 27-year-old center fielder has a .283 on-base percentage with an OPS plus of just 99. And with just 1 year left at $15 million next season on his contract, the time to have cashed in on his services is seemingly way past, as they'd be lucky to get a semblance of what he's worth on the market, in my opinion, if they do decide to flip him this offseason. Lastly, their third and true final asset, which is sad to say because they have a team of 26, but they really only have 3 valuable assets, and the last one, in my opinion, is obviously starter Garrett Crochet, who burst out on the scene to be one of the top pitchers in all of ball this season. But since he plays for the White Sox, there's obviously a litany of stipulations that tremendously deplete his value on the market. One is the fact that he's already 120% over his previous career high in innings, so if you're a team out there looking to trade for him, you're obviously reticent to shell out prospects for him, not knowing how his body will hold up. Secondly, another thing that would make a club reticent is the fact that he demanded a contract extension prior to the deadline if he was going to get traded, and to me, I would prompt the question how much he really wants to win if he's looking at that rather than wanting to get out of the decrepit, horrid situation in Chicago. So yeah, the 2024 Chicago White Sox season looks to go down in infamy, but when you strip it down, you see there's really not even a clear path at all to get out of it. Alright, I appreciate you guys for watching. If you did enjoy it, consider subscribing. Peace out.